For this dose of Cinemania, we'll look into screen adaptations, the crowd pleasers and the award winners. We'll delve into the time-honoured tradition of famous siblings, in particular brothers and sisters. And we'll check out the top 5 teen movies, the gross-outs, the fairy tales and plain freaky. All this and more as we look at the silver screen's best and worst in Cinemania. Let's start with a countdown of Cinemania's best screen adaptations. Can you guess which one will top the list? Coming in at number 5 is Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, an adventure on the high seas which was primarily based on novels written by popular British author Patrick O'Brian.
Right, lads. Touch wood, Mr. Blakeney. Turn 3 times. May the Lord and Saints preserve!
The film, praised for its special effects, was directed by Oscar nominee Peter Weir and starred Russell Crowe and Paul Bettany. The swashbuckler saw Crowe play Lucky Jack Aubrey. He pits his crew of the HMS Surprise against a much better armed and ruthless privateer in a chase that takes him all the way to the far side of the world.
Well, then perhaps he was looking for us. Damn, he was good.
The movie is said to combine 2 of O'Brian's novels. One novel provided the chase, the other provided the action, resulting in an award-winning sea saga.
Our enemy has more than twice our guns.
Fans of the books can recognise aspects which remain faithful to the novels, like the names on the cannons. But some things were clearly changed. In the original story, the ship that was attacked was from America, not France. The film was considered a huge success, ensuring its place in Cinemania's countdown of the silver screen's best adaptations.
There's not a moment to lose.
For Cinemania's 4th best adaptation, we're heading over to Japan.
Now it's time.
In 1997, author Arthur Golden offered readers a glimpse into a little-known world with his novel, Memoirs of a Geisha. The book spent 2 years on the New York Times bestseller list and has been translated into 32 languages.
This moment.
In 2005, fans had a chance to see the novel come to life in a film of the same name, directed by Rob Marshall.
She's taking me further from the things I want.
Forget about him.
Every step I have taken has been to bring myself closer to you.
We do not become geisha to pursue our own destinies.
I want a life that is mine.
The beautifully shot film allowed those who hadn't read the novel to learn and appreciate the amazing story. That's why this adaptation came in at number 4. Our number 3 adaptation is based on the best-selling book, The Constant Gardener, written by John le Carré.
I'm getting reports of a white woman found early this morning, dead.
The Constant Gardener explores a story of love, deception and political intrigue. When Tessa, played by Rachel Weisz, is found brutally murdered in a remote region of Kenya, her husband Justin, played by Ralph Fiennes, sets out to discover the secrets surrounding her death.
There's a TB epidemic coming. It will affect the entire world. Billions and billions of dollars are waiting to be earned.
Along the way, career diplomat Justin unearths crimes that his wife was on the verge of exposing and learns the gruesome truth of a vast conspiracy.
Be a good child and leave this to us.
Don't try and play detective.
The story of The Constant Gardener enchanted its readers, the film performers, and in 2005, international filmgoers. Jeffrey Kane's amazing adaptation of the novel earned the writer an Academy Award nomination for Best Screenplay based on material previously published. That's why The Constant Gardener comes in at number 3. This famous adaptation won Mario Puzo and Francis Ford Coppola an Academy Award. If you haven't guessed the film by now, you're clearly not a Marlon Brando fan.
Not this time, Consigliere. No more meetings.
Puzo was involved in adapting the book into a screenplay, but he also wrote the novel The Godfather. Published in 1969, the novel delved into the lives of a fictitious Italian family headed by Don Vito Corleone.
Father was business, not personal, Sonny. Well, then business will have to suffer, all right? Hey, listen, do me a favor, Tom. No more advice on how to patch things up. Just help me win, please, all right?
The title, in many ways, gives a strong indication to what the film is about. The term Godfather is used to identify the leader of a mafia group. The Godfather sequel, The Godfather Part 2, became the first sequel in history to win an Academy Award for Best Picture. Cinemania's second best adapted film is often voted as one of the greatest ever. Maybe it's because everyone keeps receiving offers they're not brave enough to refuse.
I'm gonna give you what you want.
Too late. They start shooting in a week.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Finally, taking the top position on Cinemania's list of greatest film adaptations is a legendary film about a legendary story. And while the film was in production, it generated more legends. Whether its success was due to the publicity, the budget, the cast, the crew, the disputes, or the length of the story, Gone with the Wind was and remains one of the greatest films in history.
Something you can't understand. Good night.
It's not that easy, Scarlett. You turned me out while you chased Ashley Wilkes, while you dreamed of Ashley Wilkes. This is one night you're not turning me out.
Gone with the Wind was adapted from a novel of the same name, written by Margaret Mitchell and published in 1936. The book won the Pulitzer Prize the following year and 2 years later became an Oscar-winning film. Produced by David O. Selznick, it starred some of the industry's biggest names. To date, Gone with the Wind's box office gross is more than $400 million worldwide. With figures adjusted for inflation, it has amassed more than $1.2 billion in North America alone. It remains the most seen Hollywood feature film ever released, which is why Gone with the Wind is Cinemania's best adaptation. Have you ever noticed that some families are good at sport while others excel academically? Well, it's the same for entertainers, in these cases, brothers and sisters. Academy Award nominee Jake Gyllenhaal and his older sister Maggie come from a filmmaking family. Their father is a director, while their mother is a scriptwriter. The two had a chance to play brother and sister on screen when they were both asked to appear in the cult film Donnie Darko. It's safe to say that no acting was required to create their characters' sibling rivalry.
When you used him, you helped him humiliate his dad. It's not good.
Another popular sister and brother team is Warren Beatty and Shirley MacLaine. These two were raised by their drama-teaching mother, who always encouraged her children to achieve success at an early age. The two have gone on to be stars in their own right, both earning Academy Awards. Angelica Houston was the daughter of director and actor John Huston and Russian ballerina Enrica Soma. She obviously received the acting gene, as did her half-brother, Danny Huston. Brother and sister acting teams. You can just imagine the high-quality plays they put on as children. Time to count down Cinemania's greatest documentaries, from the political to the cute to the downright strange. Cinemania's fifth greatest documentary, Murderball, follows the US Paralympic rugby team as they prepare to play in Athens against their rivals, the Canadians.
Snapped my spinal cord. My buddy spun out, threw me into a canal, and I spent 13 and a half hours holding onto a branch until somebody found me.
While providing a window into the intense, occasionally violent sport of wheelchair rugby, the film also invites viewers into the lives of several players who learn to overcome nearly debilitating injuries.
This is ours for the taking, boys.
They're going to be talking all kinds of trash.
Yeah, baby, yeah. Anytime, big boy.
Featuring fierce rivalry, stopwatch suspense, and larger-than-life personalities, Murderball is a film about tough, highly competitive rugby players. In their own version of the full-contact sport, they battle each other in custom-made gladiator-like wheelchairs, pursuing gold medals and proving to themselves, and to anyone who sees them in action, that there is life after disability.
Swab him! Swab head! Swab head! Swab head!
Coming in at number 4 on Cinemania's list of greatest documentaries is the sweet, heartwarming film My Date with Drew.
Drew Barrymore.
Go for it, Drew!
Shake it! So here's the deal. I'm 27 years old, no job, no money, no girlfriend. However, I recently won $1,100 in a game show.
Go! Okay, this is America's Sweetheart. She's amazing.
And you'll never guess what the winning answer was.
A huge hit.
So I finally realized it's time for me to face my fears and try to get a date with Drew. There's just one problem. She has no idea who I am.
The documentary, which was made for a little over $1,000, told the story of 27-year-old Brian Herslinger's lifelong dream of a date with actress Drew Barrymore. Equipped with a video camera, he had to return to Circuit City in 30 days. He had 1 month to accomplish their mission. The documentary premiered amid a Hollywood buzz that made larger studio releases envious. That's why My Date with Drew made it to number 4 on Cinemania's list of greatest documentaries.
My Date with Drew.
Coming in at number 3 is the Academy Award-winning documentary Born into Brothels. The documentary is a portrait of a number of children who live in the red light district of Calcutta, where their mothers work as prostitutes. Since 1998, New York-based photographer Zana Brisky had travelled back and forth to Calcutta to live among the children and their families. On one of her earliest trips, she took 10 cameras and selected a group of children to whom she taught photography. The documentary depicts the filmmaker's efforts to get the children access to a better education and a better future. The film went on to win an Academy Award, drawing further attention to the children's plight. That's why Born into Brothels comes in at number 3. Cinemania's number 2 documentary is the fun-loving bird-brain film March of the Penguins. March of the Penguins is an English-language edit of the beautifully filmed French original, with first-person voices replaced by a third-person English narration from the Oscar winner Morgan Freeman.
In the harshest place on earth, love finds a way.
Upon its release, the film, featuring the mating rituals of the emperor penguins in Antarctica, rapidly moved up the cinematic charts, creating a surge in the demand for real-life stories on the big screen.
By now, similar caravans are approaching from every direction.
March of the Penguins is unique because it tosses away old rules of documentary making to become more like a narrative feature film, with storylines, plot twists and characters. This documentary appealed to audiences of all ages, which is why March of the Penguins comes in at number 2. Cinemania's greatest documentary is the controversial, politically charged Fahrenheit 9/11. The documentary, written and directed by Michael Moore, is a satirical look at the events that unfolded in the United States following September 11. Moore uses the film to explain how the current Bush administration manipulated the events to spearhead their own political agenda.
We don't read most of the bills.
No one read it.
Members of Congress, this is Michael Moore. I would like to read to you the USA Patriot Act.
The confrontational Moore won an Oscar for his 2002 documentary, Bowling for Columbine. The film earned over $20 million at the box office, making it the highest-grossing documentary ever and cementing Moore's reputation as a maverick who mocked the American establishment and its right-wing ideology.
And they have Moors. Some people call you the elite. I call you my base.
Fahrenheit 9/11 was the first documentary in history to debut at number 1 at the box office. Just one of the many reasons why it's Cinemania's greatest documentary.
I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
Time for a look behind the scenes. This time we're looking at the action-adventure Sin City. The film co-directors Robert Rodriguez and Frank Miller didn't create a storyboard. Instead, they lifted each shot straight from the pages of Miller's comic books.
The truths of Sin City will be shattered.
Let the girl go.
You know who my father is! You can't do a thing to me, Hardigan.
To convey the movie's dark themes, Rodriguez and Miller used an inventive blend of special effects using cutting-edge digital filmmaking.
Time to prove to your friends that you're worth a damn.
We'll fight the cops and the mob. We'll go to war.
This isn't some barroom, bro. This is the bad days, the all or nothing days.
The film noir treatment also helped the interwoven stories involving crime and corruption, lust and revenge, and thugs and heroes. It all came to life through the use of light and shadow in this primarily black and white tale.
You got what you wanted out of us. You got what you wanted out of me.
If I don't make it, you can have your war.
The stylized film comes complete with blood, bullets and baddies, played out with an all-star cast.
I'll always love you, baby.
Time to find out which teen movies made it onto Cinemania's Top 5 Teen Movies list. Coming in at number 5 is a film that places a new twist on an old tale.
You're not very bright.
Starring in her first lead role since the popular Lizzie McGuire series and spin-off movie, Hilary Duff played a modern-day Cinderella in Cinderella Story. This Cinderella goes by the name Sam, but still lives with an evil stepmother and ugly stepsisters.
Charming.
I need you to mop the floors tonight.
Fortunately, her fairy godmother appeared.
Sam is a dorky high school senior, forced to work her fingers to the bone. She meets her Prince Charming the 21st century way, online. But her soulmate turns out to be high school quarterback. She meets him in person at the high school dance, and as she rushes away, still in disguise, she drops a modern replacement of the glass slipper, her mobile phone. Austin begins his search to find his Cinderella.
I am very upset about this.
You don't look upset.
It's the Botox. I can't show emotion for another hour and a half.
This film updates a fairy tale for today's generation.
Thanks.
Coming in at number 4 on Cinemania's list of top teen movies is the gross-out film American Pie and its sequels.
What about the dining room?
Is it weird that it feels good?
American Pie: The Wedding was the third slice of pie, so to say, and once again provided fans with laugh-out-loud moments, gross gags, and plenty of sexual references.
The only girl that I've been with. Honestly now. Honestly, would you have passed up sex with Nadia?
Why, did she say something?
Hypothetically, Dad.
Since the original film in 1999, American Pie fans have watched their favourite characters move through the rites of passage, from losing their virginity to finding their place in the world, even getting married.
I'll meet you at the closet.
This is so great.
Stifler?
Manny.
What?
Focus! Focus!
That's why American Pie comes in at number 4.
Do you know how long she's been waiting for a day like this?
Coming in at number 3 is the teen comedy 13 Going on 30, a film for every girl who just wants to grow up.
Well, not yet.
In the light-hearted comedy, Jennifer Garner plays Jenna, a teenager who morphs into an adult's body overnight.
Repeat after me. I am Jenna Rank, big-time magazine editor.
Diane? Eminem's on the phone. He wants a decision now.
Please. Peanut.
After using wishing dust, Jenna wakes up to find she's a 13-year-old living in a 30-year-old's body. She lives in a plush apartment and has a fantastic job. But one thing is missing: her neighbour, Matt. Jenna is quick to adapt to her new life, enjoying the simple things adults take for granted.
I like your dress. It's because I've got these incredible boobs to fill it out.
Garner was praised for her comedic performance, in particular her body language, perfectly capturing the spirit of a young, giggly girl.
And people are leaving. Maybe if somebody played something other than this.
Honey, play whatever you want to.
Maddie, it's Thriller!
This fun film is a teen favourite. Coming in at number 2 as Cinemania counts down to the best teen movie is this freaky film starring Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan.
He's totally looking.
The family comedy Freaky Friday begins with Curtis playing an overworked single mum and Lohan as a high-strung high school student. The two have little in common and often fight until a chance encounter at a Chinese restaurant. An old woman gives them both magic fortune cookies that cause them to trade bodies. Naturally, comedy follows.
That's all about to change. Because things are going to get a little freaky.
Why am I in Anna's room? This isn't mine. Those aren't mine. That's definitely not mine. So, you're in my body and I'm in your body. Oh! I beg your pardon.
At first, the two rebel, but eventually they end up learning some valuable lessons by trading places. Following this film, actress Lindsay Lohan became something of a teen queen, winning 2 Teen Choice Awards for her performance.
Don't even think about it.
Her reign as teen queen continued, giving Lindsay Lohan and her films both the second and first position on Cinemania's list of top 5 teen films. Cinemania's top teen film is the high school comedy Mean Girls.
Damien.
Watch out, new meat coming through.
This map shows the school's central nervous system, the cafeteria. You got your cool Asians, burnouts, jocks, the greatest people you will ever meet, and the worst.
So you've never been to a real school before? Shut up. Shut up! I didn't say anything.
Lindsay's character Katie really has no idea what's cool and what's not. The latest fashions and trendy phrases mean absolutely nothing to her. When Katie encounters the plastics, she feels as if the laws of the jungle have literally been replaced by urban warfare. And although she's horrified by their behaviour, she's also a little intrigued.
She's a life ruiner.
I knew how this would be settled in the animal world. But this was girl world. All the fighting had to be sneaky. I want to lose 3 pounds. They're these nutrition bars my mom uses to lose weight. It won't close. It's a 5.
You could try Sears.
Why are you eating a Caltine bar?
What?
They make you gain weight like crazy.
The teen comedy isn't called Mean Girls for nothing. Praised for its witty script and delightful cast, Mean Girls set a new standard for teen comedies. That's why it's Cinemania's top teen film. That's all we've got time for. Be sure to tune in next time for your dose of Cinemania.